Hi, it's Ash, and I'm doing the look that you see right there. If you like me or my videos, please like and subscribe. Thank you. I'm using the ColourPop Honey palette, and I used the shade Sweet Spot, and I blended that out on my eye above my crease area, whatever that place is called. Yeah. So just blend it and add it until it looks good. Obviously my brows and everything are already done. So I went into Buzzkill and I added that to my crease area and my outer corner of my eye, and I just blended it out and applied it until I was happy. Then I took the brush that I used Sweet Spot with, and I just started blending things out. Again, there was no added product to that brush, by the way. I took a smaller brush and added Buzzkill to the outer corner of my eye. I just wanted to use a smaller and more dense brush. I then took Dandy and I placed that on my eyelid, my, first 2/3 of my eyelid anyways. Okay, ColourPop eyeshadows are not rated for eye safety, but I went ahead and popped Palooza on the area that I had placed Dandy with. Go ahead and love yourself more than I love myself, and don't be risky like me. I then took my favorite shade in the whole entire palette called Sunburst, and I put that on my inner corner of my eye and my brow bone. I added some lashes. They are called Mood by Lashy Box or something like that. And then I took Sunburst and I added that to my waterline, and I also added Sweet Spot. Then I used the shade Wasabi out of the BH Cosmetics Trendy in Tokyo, and I added that on my lash line as well. And I took ColourPop cream eyeliner in the shade Punch, and I did my waterline with that. I showed you that I used the IT Superheroes mascara for my eyelashes and didn't show you me applying it, sorry. I then took a pretty big dense brush and I started using the shade Sweet Spot as a blush, sort of blush draping, I guess is what it's called. I added it to my, temple and my cheek area and towards my actual eye. Because it's an eyeshadow and not a blush, and it's on my face and not my eyelid, it took a lot of blending and adding, but I thought it looked pretty nice. I used the shade Trendsetter out of that Trendy in Tokyo BH Cosmetics palette, and I added that on my, cheekbone area where you would like contour, I guess is the area it's called. I don't know. I fucking suck at this. What do you want me to say? Anyways, I added that to give my face a little bit more depth in the blush. And then I added some of that yellow onto my nose out of the ColourPop Honey palette. It's called Sweet Spot. Yep, I made my nose fucking yellow. I then took Sunburst and I added that for highlight on my face. Just on the areas that I normally add highlight to. So yeah, that's that. I then took my L'Oreal Paris, brow pomade. I don't remember the full name of it. It's just the brow product I've been using lately, and I used it for Fox freckles. I have watched a lot of YouTubers make Fox freckles and they look amazing with them, and I fail pretty much every time I attempt to do them. I just don't feel like they look very natural. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I try anyways, so I guess that's something, right? I just put them on and then pressed them around with my finger to try to melt them into my skin. By the way, I ended up using a setting powder and putting that on my face. I just didn't record it sorry. The lippy I used was a Dose of Colors lippy in the shade Flirty. It's my favorite. I then used this Soul ColourPop stuff. It's not really ColourPop, it's their sister company. And I put it on my chest just to make it a little illuminating. It smells really good, by the way. I then used the darkest shade in the Wet n Wild paint palette that came out during Halloween time. It's limited edition. Use any brown you have, even if that is eyeshadow. And I just made a couple circles on my chest. And then I took a yellow from I don't know how to say it, Marhan or Marion. I don't know what the fuck or how the fuck to say that company's name, but it's the best paints out there. At least the ones I've tried. Anyways, I just took a yellow one and started painting yellow petals on my chest. I really wish I had the money for a real camera and a real setup. It would be a lot easier to keep you guys zoomed in and in the right line of view. But it doesn't really matter because I don't have a lot of fans anyways. That one brown spot was in my way, so I just removed it with a Dollar Tree makeup wipe. I also didn't like those petals over there, so I removed them as well and reshaped them. I created this look because I'm depressed and yellow makes me happy, just thinking about the sun and swimming and not being quarantined. So yeah, that's where this look comes from. I'm sorry that my tatas were showing there. I pulled my shirt up. I try not to reveal too much, but I did for a minute, so sorry. So then I went into that orange and I just started adding that to my petals. I started adding it to the inner part of the petals, but eventually I end up just going back and forth between the yellow and the orange and trying to give the flowers some dimension. And I basically do that with no rhyme or reason or any pattern. I just kind of put it wherever I feel or felt like putting it. So yeah. By the way, I am fully aware that my lash is falling off my fucking eyeball, so I am sorry about that. It's what I get for being cheap and using glue that's too old to be being used. So I just start adding more petals to the flower, just kind of fill in some of the spaces, and didn't really think about where I was laying them. I just put them there. I did the same thing to the petals and flower on my second flower. So yeah. And I really just go around coloring them in with the yellow and the orange and a combination of the two. I hope everybody is surviving these weird, strange, unusual, scary, difficult, insane times. What are you guys doing to remain sane and keep your spirits up? I'm just going to work and trying to make it through the daily changes there. Anyways, just keep adding petals to wherever you want. You know, of course, flowers don't have to be perfect. They look different. They're different shapes, sizes. Yeah, it's fairly easy to just make them look okay without having to try very hard. I took that brown and I made the center of the flower a little bit more shapely because it lost some of its shape when I added the petals. I didn't do anything fancy. I just kind of spread it out a little bit and kind of in between the petals a little bit. Again, I took some more orange and added it around the petals and the flower. I then end up taking that same brand that I cannot pronounce because I'm pathetic. I used their Clown White paint, and I just started adding that around the lines and edges of my flower to give it some more dimension, kind of highlight it more and bring it out, I guess, a little bit more. I don't know why I did it. I just did it because it looked like it needed it, okay? I don't really think about things when I'm doing them. I just kind of do it. So when I go to explain stuff, yeah, I'm not very good at it. I could never be a teacher. I'm kind of a trial and error person. I just do, and if it doesn't work, I fix it and try again. And yeah, I don't know. So anyways, I do that to both flowers, and I also put some of it in the center of my flower there, of course, because that's what sunflowers kind of have generally. And I do it to the other flower as well. And it's nothing fancy. I feel like this takes forever, even having sped up the video. A look like this generally takes me about 2 hours max, especially for something simple like this. And I have interruptions as well with the kids, but it's still a lot of time. And that was my face of, oh fuck, I still have more to do. So I added another flower to my neck, and I used the same process as I did with the other ones. Sorry, I cannot speak. This position was a little bit more difficult for me to work on myself anyways, and as well trying to keep it in the camera, which I kind of bombed on. Anyways, after I was done with the flower, I took some Wet n Wild green paint. It was from this year, I don't know, it's just like in crayon type form, and I drew on some viney looking things, and then I took some Naked Cosmetics silver-ish, whitish glitter, and I just threw it on top of my sunflowers. And because I didn't set the paint with any translucent powder, the glitter stuck onto the paint. That's the finished look. Thanks for watching.